I am furious. The Epstein files are foul. Pages, logs, timelines, names in the same rooms as victims. You do not joke this away at midnight. You do not whine about a comic while people are reading flight lists and phone records. You face the light. You answer who called, when, why. If you are clean, you sit under oath and you say it, calm, clear. If you are not, you hide behind noise and lawyers and you hope the clock saves you. Not this time. We are adults. Bring the receipts. Put the hand on the Bible. Tell the truth or get out of the way.
Trump thinks this is his house, which it is. When you stay at an Airbnb, you're not allowed to blow out a wall. He's not even a renter. He's a guest in the. He thinks he's OJ. He's actually Kato Kalin.
First, the release of the Epstein files. Now, it seems MAGA Mike is allegedly cautioning the White House that most House Republicans don't have an appetite for extending enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies.
We have some big news right now. Donald Trump's healthcare plan is falling apart before it's even released, as Mike Johnson, according to Olivia Beavers, is privately warning the White House that there's no appetite among House Republicans to extend any Affordable Care Act subsidies.
Which just further proves that the divide in the Republican Party seems to be growing wider.
Donald Trump's dictatorial power over Congress will not continue. Today, Donald Trump is the biggest loser in presidential history on legislation passed by both the House and the Senate that is a direct rebuke of the president.
You know what drives Trump absolutely insane? It's not the investigations, it's not the indictments, it's not even the fact that he can't stop talking about sharks and batteries. It's when Hollywood legends team up with late night hosts to expose him on live television. And nobody, and I mean nobody, has gotten under Trump's skin quite like Robert De Niro and Jimmy Kimmel. These two have been tag teaming Trump for years, and the former president's meltdowns about them are honestly chef's kiss. We're talking midnight truth social rants, calling De Niro punch drunk, labeling Kimmel talentless, and basically proving that for a guy who claims not to watch late night TV, he sure seems to catch every single episode.
Speech, it ain't free no more.
What? It's not free no more?
Yeah, we're charging by the word now.
You're charging by the word? How much are you charging?
Depends on what you want to say. Like, you want to say something nice about the president's beautiful, thick, yellow hair, or how he can do his makeup better than any broad. That's free.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Did you ever think the president of the United States would be celebrating your unemployment?
I mean, that son of a bitch, you know, is really unbelievable.
Mr. Son of a bitch.
I mean,
Mr. Son of a bitch.
His royal. Yes, no, I never imagined that we'd ever have a president like this, and I hope we don't ever have another president like this again. I mean, I never even imagined there would ever be a situation in which the president of our country was celebrating hundreds of Americans losing their jobs. But somebody who took pleasure in that. That, to me, is the absolute opposite of what a leader of this country is supposed to be.
Speaker Johnson recently cautioned the White House, according to this Wall Street Journal article, that, quote, most House Republicans don't have an appetite for extending the enhanced ACA subsidies, even as Donald Trump's advisors were producing a plan to extend those subsidies for 2 years. Johnson emphasized that any extension must be accompanied by massive reforms, while the administration's plan reportedly offers only modest caps and fraud measures. Many Republicans say that they won't support an extension if it covers plans that include abortion coverage, meaning, well, the White House faces a legislative minefield, proving once more that this ever so united Republican front that Trump likes to convey is getting more turbulent by the day.
Subsidizing the insurance companies is not the answer because it just drives the cost up even further. So we need to look at the root causes. The Republican Party is the party that is working on that, has been working on it, and has more ideas going forward. We got to bring down the costs. And you can do that in a responsible way that also increases access and quality of care. And we got notebooks full of ideas on how to do that. We got to build consensus around it.
Last one. I know you're busy. We appreciate
President Trump is planning to unveil a new health care proposal. And at this point, we're still waiting to know exactly what's in it. But we're told it could include a temporary extension of the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies, which are due to expire at the end of the year. They were at the center of the government shutdown. Zach, thanks for being here. As I noted, we are very much still waiting for specifics here. I'm sorry, this has actually been, sorry, Zach, we're getting breaking news while I'm talking to you. I have learned that the White House has postponed its expected unveiling of this new health care proposal. It was expected to be unveiled today. We'll learn more, hopefully, about that in the coming moments.
Let me take you through this legendary alliance, because this isn't just about jokes and movie stars. This is about two guys who've spent years exposing Trump's lies, his corruption, and his absolutely unhinged behavior, and watching him completely lose it in response. The legend begins De Niro's punch him in the face moment. Let's rewind to October 2016. Robert De Niro is filming what's supposed to be a nice, neutral, nonpartisan video for a voter initiative called #VoteYourFuture. They ask him a simple question: what do you care about? And De Niro, he goes off. He's so blatantly stupid, De Niro says about Trump.
The big sticking point is over health care. Democrats refuse to get behind a bill that would jack up premiums and force about 15 million Americans off their health insurance. Republicans say they will negotiate on health care after Democrats sign the bill, said the spider to the fly. Trump is going to take this opportunity to do as much damage as he can. You know, the shutdown means the Labor Department won't be able to release the monthly jobs report this week, which is said to be bad and is about to get worse if Broadway goes on strike, which is also over health care.
I mean, when Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks that you're too extreme, you know there's an issue.
And so gaslighting the people and trying to tell them that prices have come down is not helping. It's actually infuriating people, because people know what they're paying at the grocery store. They know what they're paying for their kids' clothes and school supplies. They know what they're paying for their electricity bills. And so that approach does not work. We need compassion and show that we care about the American people, and show that we are in the trenches with them on what they're going through. That's first and foremost. You don't gaslight them, you don't lecture them, and you don't deny what's happening.
No, I like what Newsom has done, because he's trolled him and he's fought fire with fire, and that's what you have to do. And he called him an invasive species, which is what he is. And so he's a thing that doesn't understand. Trump does not understand anything about humanity, people. He has no empathy. I don't know what he is, but he's an alien, and he wants to hurt this country. It's something deeply psychological in him. He wants to hurt people. He wants to hurt this country. He doesn't care. And what saddens me the most, upsets me the most, is that people follow him, and they think, and they kiss his ass, and they look up to him. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the people in his cabinet, some of them, Rubio, other one, how they can live with themselves after what they've allowed him to do and not stood up. Even walk out of the room when what they did with Zelensky the first time. Rubio, looking at his face, they got the camera on him. If he had balls, he would have walked out.
He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about. Doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. But here's the kicker. De Niro ends it with this. He talks about how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. The video was so brutal that the producers couldn't use it in their nonpartisan campaign. But it leaked anyway, and it went absolutely viral. This was the beginning of a beautiful friendship between De Niro and anti-Trump commentary. Baby in Chief and the Tony Awards explosion. Fast forward to January 2018.
In my country, we're fighting like hell for the democracy we once took for granted. And that affects all of us. That affects all of us here, because the arts are democratic. Art is inclusive. It brings people together. Like tonight, art looks for truth. Art embraces diversity. And that's why art is a threat. That's why we are a threat to autocrats and fascists.
How about this, Elle? This is the one my kids would give you. Oh, man, so much outrage. One of Trump's top henchweasels, Homeland Security Advisor Corey Lewandowski, is very angry at the NFL, too. He said it is so shameful that they decided to pick someone who just seems to hate America so much. We said the same thing the day after the election. And then he said there are plenty of great bands.
And to add to that trouble, well, Trump now has opted to delay his new healthcare plan rollout or concept of a plan or whatever it is, something that he has promised repeatedly since his first term.
In history, I want to talk to you about Obamacare. Since the pandemic hit, millions of people have lost their jobs and thereby lost their health insurance, and almost 500,000 have signed up for Obamacare. Your administration just announced that you're signing on to a lawsuit to overturn Obamacare.
And replace it.
Why does it make sense to overturn Obamacare, with which people now are relying on? Democrats are going to say the man who's wanted to kill Obamacare is going to take away the protection for pre-existing conditions.
First of all, we got rid of the individual mandate. Pre-existing conditions will always be taken care of by me and Republicans, 100%.
But you've been in office 3.5 years. You don't have a plan.
Well, we haven't had, excuse me, you heard me yesterday. We're signing a healthcare plan within 2 weeks, a full and complete healthcare plan that the Supreme Court decision on DACA gave me the right to do. So we're going to sign an immigration plan, a healthcare plan, and various other plans. And nobody will have done what I'm doing in the next 4 weeks. The Supreme Court gave the President of the United States powers that nobody thought the president had by doing what they did, their decision on DACA. And DACA is going to be taken care of also. But we're getting rid of it because we're going to replace it with something much better. But we got rid of already, which was most of Obamacare, the individual mandate. And that I've already won on. And we won also on the Supreme Court. But the decision by the Supreme Court on DACA allows me to do things on immigration, on healthcare, on other things that we've never done before. And you're going to find it to be a very exciting 2 weeks.
De Niro is at the National Board of Review Awards introducing Meryl Streep, and he's talking about her film The Post, which is about the Pentagon Papers and press freedom. De Niro draws the parallel to Trump. This fucking idiot is the president. It's the emperor's new clothes. The guy is a fucking fool. Then he gives Trump a new nickname. Our baby in chief, the jerk-off in chief I call him, has put the press under siege. But that was just the warm-up. June 2018, Tony Awards at Radio City Music Hall. De Niro is supposed to introduce Bruce Springsteen's performance. He walks on stage, and instead of his scripted remarks, he says, "I'm just gonna say one thing, fuck Trump. It's no longer down with Trump, it's fuck Trump." The audience, theater people, Broadway actors, directors, they jump to their feet. Standing ovation. De Niro is pumping his fists like he just won a heavyweight title.
And then they have a protest of Robert De Niro yesterday as a fool. He's a broken down fool. Standing out there, and he got maggot. He got maggot yesterday. He got a big dose of it. But I just want to say it's a very unfair trial. I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has.
CBS is scrambling to bleep it on the live broadcast because they're on a 10-second delay, but everyone in Radio City Music Hall heard it crystal clear. And Trump? Oh, Trump was flying back from his summit with Kim Jong-un in Singapore when this happened. He lands, gets on Twitter, this is before he got banned and moved to Truth Social, and he just loses it. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received too many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night and truly believe he may be punch drunk. I guess he doesn't realize the economy is the best it's ever been, with employment being at an all-time high, and many companies pouring back into our country.
We have, I think this might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, punchy," he says to you. And that's not the only time, and he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, In all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's so stupid.
Wake up, Punchy. Wake up, Punchy. The sitting president of the United States is calling Robert De Niro punchy because the Oscar-winning actor said "fuck Trump" on live television. You cannot make this up. If you're enjoying this deep dive into Trump's Hollywood feuds, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we've got a whole series exposing every time Trump got destroyed by comedians, actors, and talk show hosts. The Gotham Awards censorship scandal. Now let's jump to November 2023. De Niro is at the Gotham Awards presenting the historical icon and creator tribute for Killers of the Flower Moon.
The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I'd never play him as an actor because I can't see any good in him. Nothing at all, nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine.
That's supposed to review projects like this, preferably before they happen. It's called the Commission of Fine Arts. Their job is to oversee new federal architecture, or it was anyway. Trump fired all of them. They were supposed to advise the president on matters of design and aesthetics to preserve the dignity of the nation's capital, but this is Trump's idea of dignified aesthetics, so now Trump's planning to bring in a new group whose tastes align more with his. He's bringing in the architect from the Cheesecake Factory, Flavor Flav's orthodontist, and the plumber from Cribs to add a chocolate fondue fountain to the Lincoln bathroom. The problem is,
the delay comes amid mounting revolt from GOP lawmakers who say the plan or concept or whatever, that's how I'm always going to describe it, aligns too closely with Democratic-style ACA extensions.
Yes, you heard that correctly. So Democrats got a promise of a vote in the United States Senate to extend ACA subsidies. Then Trump was apparently ready to release a plan that was similar to what some wanted in terms of extending subsidies for 2 years. But now Republicans in the House are saying, we don't actually want to support that and we have no appetite to do it. So you're not going to get a vote on this in the House. You're not going to get an extension of the subsidies if these continue this way. And remember that deal cut by Democrats in the United States Senate? Well, it's not looking too great right now because if you're not going to get a vote in the House, what's the point of a promise of vote in the Senate? Mind you, that vote in the Senate hasn't even been scheduled yet. We don't know if it'll happen or when it'll happen. And your premiums can go up by 175% as soon as January 1st. Spread the word, follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. More to come soon.
They represent two things Trump absolutely cannot stand. Kimmel is the late night host who gets millions of viewers every night. And De Niro is the Hollywood legend who Trump desperately wants approval from but will never get. Trump has spent years attacking both of them. He's called Kimmel talentless and a fool. He's called De Niro low IQ, punch drunk, washed up, and claimed he has Trump derangement syndrome. But neither of them will back down. When ABC suspended Kimmel, De Niro showed up for his return. When Trump attacks De Niro, Kimmel gives him a platform to respond. They've created this feedback loop that makes Trump absolutely lose his mind. And the best part, they're not done. Kimmel's still doing his show every night. De Niro is still making movies and giving speeches. And Trump is still posting about them on Truth Social at 2 a.m, proving that despite all his bluster about not watching late night TV, he's watching every single second. Because at the end of the day, this is what authoritarians can't handle: mockery. They can handle opposition, they can handle protests, but they cannot handle being laughed at. And Kimmel and De Niro, they've turned laughing at Trump into an art form. So the next time you see Trump rage posting about wacko Robert De Niro or talentless Jimmy Kimmel, just remember, if they weren't getting to him, he wouldn't be talking about them. And judging by the number of all caps Truth Social posts, they're getting to him a lot.